Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝗁𝐺 channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer, and today I have with me Swami Chidananda Puri ji again. Swami Chidananda Puri has already been on our channel once before, and it is my pleasure, honor to see you in person, sir. And I'm truly humbled, and it's such things have come together in such a short notice. But I'm truly humbled in your presence. Thank you once again. Namaskaram.
Namaste.
First off, many of you may or may not have seen his first interview with me. So let us start from the beginning. Swamiji, you live, in my opinion, in the eye of the storm because you are living in Malappuram district and you are trying to bring a renaissance of Sanatana Dharma right there. It's easy for all of us to say, oh, Kerala is this, Kerala is that, it is the laboratory, there's this. We can say any number of things you want. But have any of us, I'm talking about bloggers like me, have any of us gone and stayed there to understand the ground situation, ground realities? So Swamiji is, hopefully you can bring us up to date on what's happening in Malappuram. Of course, now the concern has spread to the whole of Kerala. How this thing from there has spread to the entire Kerala. I leave it to you, sir. I might interject here and there.
Actually, the main ashram center is in 𝗣𝗂𝘁 district. The headquarters of Advaithashramam is in Kolattur, which is of course inside 𝗣𝗂𝘁 district, and it is from 24 kilometers from 𝗣𝗂𝘁 town. But we have ashram center in Malappuram district also. Earlier we used to talk about Malappuram district, how Hindus are becoming minority there, minority in all sense,
Yes,
not number wise alone. That is financially, in all respects. But now when we speak about Kerala, there is no need to point our or focus our conversation to Malappuram district alone, because the whole of Kerala is now fastly becoming like that. But there is a ongoing nexus between the politicians and the religious, what you can call hardliners. That is there. And because of that, all parts of Kerala are going on the same path. We can call it's on the verge of an explosion. Explosion never means some physical battle, but in near future, if things are going in this pace, Hindus, not only Hindus and Christians, the remaining number of Hindus and Christians will have to leave Kerala. That is the situation there, that is slowly developing there. So now there is no meaning in speaking about Malappuram district alone. That is the case there. Ground reality is that. One side, explosive population growth. We have heard Colonel Gaddafi speaking, we will conquer the world with population bomb. That we are seeing everywhere. That's not the case with Kerala alone. We are seeing that in Europe, especially France, Germany, UK, everywhere we are seeing that. The same is happening there also. With the first 5-year plans itself, government brought in population control measures. Of course, it is necessary for national growth. But who is obeying all these things? Only one group, not the others. So the growth of population is happening in geometric proportion. And with the influx of Gulf money or petroleum money, along with the Wahhabi movement, tremendous change happened in Kerala. Now we can see so many hubs are there, and they are acting like a breeding room of terrorism. Wherever some bomb explosion happens in Bharat, some link or some connection is there. That is the fact. But now, after the central government of India banned Popular Front of India, there were so many arrests, and almost first line leaders were arrested. Then in another set of raids, some second line leaders also were arrested. So many raids happened. For example, the Green Valley. It is near Manjeri. It is on the Manjeri-Kozhikode road. So I'm remembering, it may be 15 years back, one of the police officers, he was then in the Manjeri police station as either sub-inspector or circle inspector, I don't remember that. He went there and he worked for a search there 15 years back. Immediately he got transferred. So within these 15 years, what sorts of developments might have been happened there? So timely intervention, it is not happening. Now, thanks to the action by the central government, general public is getting a little bit of awareness. But even then, it is only the edge of an iceberg they are knowing. The other part they are not seeing. So that is there.
Swamiji, one of the things a guest on my channel jokingly said, this is a Hindu guy. He is about to get married. He is 35 years old. And he goes to give the invitation card to his Muslim classmate. And goes to his house, knocks on his door, and he sees lots of children. And suddenly one-year-old runs and comes calling Tata, grandpa. So here is one religious person, one person from Hindu community about to get married. His classmate, 35 years old, has already become a grandfather. So we have so many different ways in which this population explosion is happening. Surely, at some point, these families have to realize that it is not possible with the kind of children they are having economically to bring them up to an education that could be, like a little bit better than you. Each parent wants their children to be better than them. How does this gap get filled?
This is a very grave problem. When in Hindu and Christian religions, two generation comes.
Yeah.
Then in the Muslim society, of course, there is no doubt at all, there will be 3 generations. It is happening. In Hindus, late marriage, that is one problem. The other is, even if you are marrying, you are not ready to have children. And even if you are ready to have children, you are stopping at one, or the most two, not more than that. Whereas in the Muslim families, we can see minimum 3 or 4 and up to 5 or 6 children. So being a democratic country, the future of which is determined by votes, number of votes, this is creating or causing a very grave situation. Let it be there. Here, because of so many belief systems, customs followed in the families, our youngsters are not marrying even if they want to marry. The main obstacle I have seen is a blind belief in Jyotisha. Jyotisha is a Shastra. We have to respect it, we have to accept it, because it is a Vedanga. And being a Vedanga, it is to be accepted. It is to be worshipped. It is to be taken at the same pace as it is Veda itself. But at the same time, actually, Jyotisha developed as a Shastra to determine auspicious time for performing Vaidika karmas. Karmas like Nitya, Naimittika and Prayaschitta. Of course, Kamya also comes in that. So to determine the timing, auspicious timing of for Nitya, Naimittika, Kamya and Prayaschitta, Jyotisha came into existence, and slowly it developed. So many great acharyas developed Jyotisha. And now for getting married, they are going to some Jyotishas or some Jyotishis, practicing Jyotishas, we can say. They are not that much expert in Jyotisha, or they didn't learn Jyotisha as a sadhana. But to have bread, they have gone for Jyotisha studies, and some here and there they have learned, and putting a board, they are practicing Jyotishis, and they are creating all problems. So common folk do go there, and because of Shuddha Jataka, Ashuddha Jataka, then Rahu dosha, this dosha, that dosha, I don't know. However, marriage is not happening. And finally, you will be living without marrying for many, many years. And if you are running with somebody else, there is no need for Jyotisha.
Yes.
Parishodhana. That is happening there. That is one aspect. Then the other is somehow they are getting married, and when we speak about the difference in the demography, then we are hearing from our youngsters that, Swami, we cannot afford because of the expenses, the explosion, this education expenses and all. It is very difficult for looking after a family of 2 members. Then there is one question. Those who are saying this, in their family, how many children were there? And we were 5 children. I have 5 brothers or 6 brothers like that, and all are well educated, well placed. So there is no meaning in saying this. And in the society, Hindu, Muslim, Christians, all are living alike. All are keeping the same standard of living. If it is so, then what is the special problem for Hindus alone? The others also are sending their children to school, colleges, universities. All are getting educated. Then why you are saying? So all these are not from the realistic point. Some sort of what we can call false pattern of thinking. So this is happening. And as I pointed out earlier, when two generations are there in Hindu families, there will be three generations in Muslim.
Viewers, we are talking about the variables that actually Hindus can control. This is the thing. These are the variables that Hindus can control. There are variables that you can't control, and we'll come to that in just one moment, sir. As a community, Hindus still tend to, especially in the matters of matrimony, Jyotisha, you said, also community, right? I'm from a certain, this is my particular sect and caste and things like that. I'd like to get married. Now, the situation that we find ourselves in today is not that was caused today. It has been going on for the last 40 probably years, when they found that if by smaller families you can have a little bit better affluence but so that is one reason. But how is the other community with so many more children managing the same affluence? What am I missing here?
See, the greatest wealth in the society is or the greatest resource we are having is human resources, educated youngsters. That is the greatest resources, that is the greatest wealth. This realization we must have. Instead of seeing children as a burden, if they are rightly educated, they are the wealth of the nation, wealth of the family. So that understanding must be there. They have that understanding. And all are working, getting monies. Not only that, you spoke about affluence, but there is something else, which is influence. Nowadays, you look into the political parties. Take the case of Indian National Congress or Communist Party of India. Majority of the newcomers, those who are joining in the party, are from Muslim community. Why? Because even if you are an active worker in a social organization, if you have only one child or say two children, you will not allow them to go to some political organizations or social organizations. You will not allow them, because your primary concern will be they must have a very good financially or economically sound state. For that you will work. So even if you are a worker or leader of political organization or social organization, service organization, you will not have your follower. Whereas in a family where there are many children, of course, one will be going for political activities, one for service activities. So this is happening. This is a practical problem. So influence they are having, and through this influence, they are making the next generation. So this is a fact. This we must understand. I am a sannyasi. I asked my parents when I was about to leave for permission. Of course, they were reluctant in the first stage, but later they gave the nod. Why? Because they had 5 children. This is only 1 by 5. If 4 are working for making wealth and a family, this, that, let him go as he like. If I was the only child, how they will let me go?
Huge reluctance, yes.
So that is the practical problem. And therefore we can see today in almost all political organizations, service organization, the number of Hindus are going down and down. This is the most practical. So leave the affluence part, take the influence part. Because we are in a society which is more democratic. What type of democracy, that is another matter, but so number matters. Number along with quality.
So now I understand where Rahul Gandhi was saying, Jitni abadi utni haq. It was not meant for any OBCs or anybody. Guys, I hope you understand who he was mentioning that at. So please go ahead, sir.
So number and quality. By quality we mean the sense of dharma they must have. If nobody in our society are going for religious studies, then it's all right. If nobody is going and studying, and if you are going for religious studies after a certain age, say 18 years, then it's all right. But it is not the case. The so-called Hindus, they are living in utter darkness, ignorance. They know about the moon, this, Saturn, this, that, cinema, dance, everything they know. But the dharmic values, what are the scriptures, what are our dharmic acharyas, rishis, or at least what are the nitya karmas we have to do, they are not getting this knowledge. Whereas children from 3rd year onwards, they are going to madrasas and they are getting educated. So when they reach adolescent age, when the hormone changes happens and affinity towards the other sex or the gender happens, then they are equipped with full knowledge of their religion, religious system, customs, everything. So in our society there is a sort of unhealthy imbalance. Unhealthy imbalance, because they are knowing everything and these fellows do not know anything. So this unhealthy imbalance we have to
rectify.
We have to address that problem. How? In our homes, our mother is the first guru, and father is the guru. So when we enter into a married life, we must know the greatness of mother, greatness of father, what duties they have to do. All this knowledge must be there. Otherwise they are not getting. We are not going to any organization or center of dharmic studies. We are not sending children, even if such centers are there. Whereas it is mandatory in other religions. And therefore there is unhealthy imbalance of that is there. So we have to address to that problem. That is to be rectified.
A lot to mull over for all of our viewers. Swamiji, last question. You mentioned about how your parents gave you permission to take sannyas. Talk to us a little bit about your Purvasharama. What were you before you became Swamiji?
Why to speak of Purvasharama? Actually, when I was a small kid, there were two aspects which even now I can remember. One, say, when I was a small kid of 3.5 years or 4 years of age, if mother would ask to do some tiny works, take that spoon or take that plate, then this boy would say, no, I cannot. Then his father will immediately intervene and ask, why you cannot? Is it Brahma Vidya? Is it Brahma Vidya? So this child would sit at a place and think, what is Brahma Vidya? Is it so difficult? If it is so difficult, I will learn that. I have to learn that. So that was there when I was a boy of, say, 4 years of age. That was one aspect. The other is, grandmother, daily she used to narrate so many stories from Mahabharata, Ramayana, Puranas, and of course great lives of legends, great acharyas. So this boy was practically living with Krishna and Kamsa, Rama and Ravana, Shiva and Parvati, Sree 𝗤𝙗𝗍𝙗, Swami Vivekananda. So with all them, this boy was living. But somehow, all this Brahma Vidya, everything gone. At the age of, say, 8 years or, 8 years or so, went for chemical experiments. Because from the early childhood, always the surroundings posed many questions. How the sun is rising, how is going back, what is sunset, what is happening. When water is flowing, how it is happening. Like that, questions were there. Naturally took to experiments. And when I was a student of, say, 4th standard or 5th standard, a big laboratory was there with me. So many alkalis, acids, this, that. So it went for some 4 or 5 years. And when reached 9th standard, all that also gone. Then to reading. Reading means novels, short stories, dramas, books on communism, books on sex, this, that. Not focused reading. It is a vast reading. And of course going for cinemas. Daily afternoon classes, cutting the classes, and will be attending cinema halls. Daily. No, not once in a week. That was the life. But at the same time, he was first in the class. Then, when he was a student of 11th standard, then in those days it was pre-degree.
Correct.
First year pre-degree, father, who earlier asked about Brahma Vidya, gave a tiny booklet. That is, Thus Spake Swami Vivekananda.
Oh.
It was a small booklet. So in one sitting, this boy started reading it again and again and completed 30 times in one sitting. So naturally took to complete works of Swami Vivekananda, then writings and lectures of Swami Ranganathanandaji, then Chinmayanandaji, Dayanandaji, like that. And of course in Malayalam also Mridanandaji, Siddhinathanandaji, like that. So at one side there was regular college education, the other side all these Adhyatmic studies. But felt some gap is there. Even in the lectures and writings of Swamiji, there's a gap, something is there missing. So inquiry was that, what is that missing factor? Where I can get that? So that inquiry took him to the study of Shankara Bhashyas. So when I was a student of a degree class, started reading Bhashyas with the help of course, commentaries. And whenever doubt comes, we'll approach some great sages like Swami Mridanandaji. And when reached second year degree class, decided my path is the path of sannyasa. So asked permission, they won't give.
Wow.
They won't give. Then father asked me to give some poison first, and then you can have Brahmananda. No, I will not go. I will stay with you for 3 or 4 or 5 years. I will stay with you, but by that time you must understand this fellow will go today or tomorrow. So that was a life to show them, to teach them what sannyasa is. So with that life, somehow managed to make them understand this fellow is not for us, he is for the society or for his own
for the
inquiry.
society. Yes.
So that happened. Yeah.
Amazing. It's just too good. I'm at a loss of words. See, this is where Sanatana Dharma surprises you. Today, as much as it is getting, attacked, it's also forcing a lot of people to say, let me find out what my religion is. And that itself is bringing a renaissance also. Sir, in conclusion, what would be your advice to parents who are trying to get their children married? We have talked about the problems, but the wealth that you get from having a family is unmatched. And I just hope that this trend at least stabilizes. It cannot be reversed about how the demographics are changing in Kerala, because what happens in Kerala today is going to happen to the other states soon.
So the very fabric of our national life, or why to say it so, our human life, there must be some higher goal to achieve. Then only the life will become meaningful. If you don't have such a goal or a path leading to that, it will be disastrous not only for yourself, but for the whole society, and that we are seeing in the present day world. So for the sustenance of dharma, the very base is family setup. And therefore Manu says, 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙀 𝗢𝘳. Householder is the 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙀. 𝗤𝙧 means great, because he is supporting all other ashrams. How many sannyasins will be there in the society? Only 0.0001%. Others cannot go for sannyasa. So householder's life, that is the very base where our dharma exists and is sustaining. And let me, before concluding, let me tell this much. As we everybody know, there were so many samskaras in the world. Take the case of Greek or Rome or Babylonia or Mesopotamia. How many samskaras were there? What happened to them all? All these samskaras were distracted by religious forces. Because religion is always against the samskara. When samskara is like a natural forest, religion is like a plantation. So makers of plantation will kill natural forest. So this happened. So those forces who were responsible for the elimination of earlier ancient samskaras, they ruled Bharat for more than 1,000 years. But even after that, our samskara is still shining, not only remaining, but shining. How? Who protected the samskara? Who protected the Sanatana Dharma? So many factors are there, but basic contribution was given by the concept of family, Kudumba. Kudumba. So our dharma will sustain only if Kudumba sustains.
Concept of family.
That concept of family, the idea of family. It is not a contract between a man and a woman to live together. That is not our concept. It is a yajna. It is a sacred karma. It is a yajna. That is our concept. So that we must give to the transfer to the, that idea must be transferred to the next generation. And one more thing, simply having a family will not do. Each and every father or mother must be role models in front of before their children. So stop advising them, do this, do that. Stop that. Instead of advising, be role models before them. If you can, then there is no problem. Otherwise, the whole edifice of Sanatana Dharma will collapse. So we are the protectors. We have to protect. Nobody will descend from sky. Don't expect some avatars. Huh?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And Swamiji's lectures are very widely available in YouTube. All you need to do is to go search for Swami Chidananda Puri ji. And sir, words can't describe my gratitude to you for sharing your thoughts. And I wish you a very successful trip. You are in the United States for a few weeks, and you are running a very, very brisk campaign here today and tomorrow another place and so on. So thank you once again, sir.
Namaste, 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 namaste.